going on, guys? Sometimes get back to my video, and I'm doing a reaction to this segment, Triple H interview. Here we go. I like Triple H's name.
The COO of WWE, I'm sure he has got a lot to say.
He's gonna skip ahead until he gets in the ring, I guess.
What are you doing?
I am having a nice day.
Here we go.
Hunter, I'd like to start with your reaction to what we heard from Mr. Wilk about the diagnosis of Seth Rollins earlier tonight.
Seth Rollins, to be honest, Cole, I gotta tell you, I'm disappointed. If I'm honest, that's what I am, is disappointed. You know, I wanted this fight with Seth Rollins. I wanted it really badly. I'm in the best shape of my life. I wanted to be able to teach Seth Rollins.
Brooklyn is such a horrible crowd, I swear to God.
Unfortunately, Seth Rollins, for the second year in a row, isn't going to be able to make it to WrestleMania. And the unfortunate part is I heard you say that somehow that was partially my fault that Seth wouldn't make it to WrestleMania. And I got to tell you, I don't see that as my fault at all. There's one person responsible for that, and that is Seth Rollins, because somewhere along the way, Seth Rollins made the biggest mistake of his life when he stopped listening to me and he started listening to them. He started listening to this. He started listening to this crowd. He started listening to them cheering for him. He started to listen to the roar of the crowd, and I get it. In some way, I guess that is addictive, even though I've never understood that myself. I think it's an insecurity thing. I think that people like Seth Rollins need them to justify that he's pretty good. I, on the other hand, have never needed that. I know how good I am. But it happens to a lot of guys. They start to cheer. They start to get addicted to it. Look at earlier tonight. Mick Foley is a prime example of that. How many times have they ruined Mick Foley's life? No, that is the truth. Hell, you have to go no further than to look at Mick Foley. The little, yeah, see that, all of that. Cheer for him.
Jay Foley.
Yeah. That's what makes him do it. All you gotta do is look at Mick Foley, the potato chip little nugget of an ear, the hermit crab walk thing that he does. That's your fault. That's on all of you. You did that to Foley. Nobody else. That's on you. So Seth Rollins becomes addicted to this cheering, this roar of the crowd. They need their heroes, so they roar. And Seth Rollins, he shows up last week, and he takes his crutch, and he drops it over here on the floor, and they blow the friggin' roof off the place. Because Seth Rollins is going to stand on his own 2 feet, and he's going to charge the ring, and he's going to kick Triple H's ass. And that lasts all of about, I don't know, 30 seconds or so before I beat him and leave him in a crippled heap on the ground. How'd that work out for him, Cole, huh? How did your cheering work out for him? I know you're a journalist, and I know you've got the footage. So why don't you go ahead and roll that footage?
Let's take you back to last week on Monday Night Raw.
Here we go.
Well, this is what Triple H is referring to. Seth Rollins, bad knee and all, decided to forego his health.
I was so hyped when he dropped
to get his hands on Triple H.
Well, understandably, Seth Rollins' emotions at an all-time high, bringing the fight to the COO, to the King of Kings. Seth Rollins getting the upper hand.
Oh, no. Don't try to deny it. That's on you. Your fault.
Hunter, after watching that footage and everything that's transpired over the past number of months with you and Seth Rollins, Seth used to be your protege. And then that relationship turned extremely toxic. If you had the opportunity to, would you have done anything different?
Now, here's the thing, Cole. the first time I saw Seth Rollins in a ring, I thought this kid is the future. So I took him under my wing. I helped him. I showed him the way. You know, they want to call Seth Rollins the architect. You're looking at the guy that gave him the blueprint. The blueprint of how to make it in this business. I gave that to Seth Rollins. And then what happens? Just like all these little millennials sitting here right now, running their mouths and cheering for Seth Rollins, when it came right down to it, and Seth Rollins got knocked down and there was no one there to pick him up, he just whined about it and he cried because it wasn't his fault. If anything, what I did wrong with Seth Rollins was I made this all too easy for him. I became a crutch for Seth Rollins as he made his way to the top of the mountain. And isn't it, it's almost laughable that the crutch picked up an actual crutch and then beat him senseless with it, right? But that's what happened.
Triple H is great on
And the fact is now, Seth Rollins, for the second year in a row, is not going to make WrestleMania, and he probably might never come back again. So the fact is, at this moment right now, I am officially done with Seth Rollins. Oh, hold on. I don't want any of you to think I am heartless. So if you could give this to Seth when you see him, I pull a couple of comp tickets for WrestleMania. Now, they're not front row or anything. They're up in the nosebleeds a little bit. But hey, it'll be good. He'll be able to hear the roar of the crowd. Tell him I said thanks for coming.
Well, thank you, Hunter. Ladies and gentlemen, Monday Night Raw continues tonight live from...
Whoa, hold on a second. I just thought of something. Give me that back. What if there was a way that I could make it so that Seth Rollins and I could fight at WrestleMania?
Hunter, there's no way, because you heard what happened earlier tonight. Seth Rollins will not be medically cleared to be able to compete.
No, but there's always a way. Seth Rollins wants to fight me, right?
Yes.
I want to fight Seth Rollins.
Yes.
They want to see Seth Rollins fight Triple H at WrestleMania, right?
Yes.
Do you want to see Seth Rollins face Triple H at WrestleMania?
Yes.
So if I draw up a hold harmless agreement and Seth Rollins shows up here next week and he signs that document for a non-sanctioned match, that means that when I cripple Seth Rollins, when I end his career, when I leave him in a heap, broken and worthless, that he can't sue me. He can't sue my wife. He can't sue the WWE. Nothing. If they want it, and that's what you want, right? You want your hero to come back?
Mm-hmm.
Then Seth Rollins, show up here next week. I'll draw up the paperwork, sign the document, and it will be at WrestleMania. Seth Rollins versus Triple H. It will be the architect versus the game. Is that what you want?
Yes, do it.
Let me hear you, I said. Is that what you want? Then show them, Seth. Show them who you are. Show them that you are Seth freaking Rollins. Show them.
Let's do it.
Or are you just a friggin' coward?
That was a good segment. Wow. So if you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you not like it, guys, please love me. And yeah, peace out.